Then Ty brought up a fantastic point, because I'm an immigrant myself, and she's exactly correct. We was all in one house together, okay, until we figured things out and people could move out. But that's how they're able to do it. They're not able to just do it because they're living. No, they're able to do it because they're combining incomes in one house. That is how they're able to do it. So until the Black community as a whole get back to our roots, which is not to be collective and isn't to be individualistic, thinking every single person needs to have their own house, that's probably going to be a bigger issue than you saying, oh, she should stay at home.
Trigger, I agree with you to a certain extent, right? I don't think that the example you gave of the one income household, as far as a particular group of people and them surviving off of that, I think is very much so a community. The difference, like you stated, is that they have family, they have community, and all of them will live together. All of them will work and all of them will contribute to that household. So it's not one income, it's multiple incomes. You see Indians doing the same things. A lot of people that come from different countries all do the same thing. They stick together. They make sure everyone contributes. And until someone is married off, and even sometimes when you get married, your husband moves in or your wife moves in to that household and they continue to contribute. So it's not one income. It still goes back to one income. It's just not going to do it, guys. I think it's unrealistic. Even when Willie was stating that people who are single are living paycheck to paycheck, I don't think it's because they're living above their means. I honestly think it's because the cost of living is outrageous now. It costs $1,700 to get a 2-bedroom apartment in an okay neighborhood. That's if you don't want your windows shot out, or you don't want to accidentally be shot just coming home from work or, school early in the morning. If you want to live in a place where it's only $900, you also have to think about your livelihood and if you're going to make it day by day. The thing is, I feel in America, in our community specifically, and I'm speaking about Chicago, that's where I'm from. So in those areas, if you want to live somewhere where you're going to be safe, where you have a home that's safe, not only for you, but if you do have children or family, you're going to be paying money. And most people cannot afford that. Yeah. Most people's income, they're not making enough to really survive off of one income. We need multiple incomes. Yes, there has to be sacrifices. And I don't think in, society today, every woman has to go for the top job in order for us to make it. But the idea that we can really just push through on one income and still live, a comfortable, regular life. I'm not even talking about in luxury, going on trips or nothing, just living comfortably. It's not possible nowadays. You need to work it.
I did make a mistake. Hold on. I did make a mistake by lumping two points together. I did mean one. And what I meant about one, I don't know if y'all seen this clip of this lady saying, this is actually what two incomes means for the young family in America. A woman is paying somebody's wife. No, going to work for somebody's husband to pay somebody's wife to watch your kids. That's what work is in America for the two income household. If you look at what women make after taxes, and you look at the cost of childcare, and then you look at what two income households don't qualify for, NCI, you're just paying for your childcare, if we really want to be honest. And I do mean that people can do it on one income. I did go into those stats once. I think it was like the CDC or somebody, and they're really just basing it off of what we have now. So yes, I know people call it struggle love, but I'm remote. If I really want to be honest, we can have one car in this crib. It ain't never gonna happen, but we can have one car. I work remote, right? And the reason I gave the example of the Mexicans is because when I was teaching nights at the community college, I was inspired because they get married young. Hispanic females were my number one student. They are like 80% of the student population where I was teaching. Half the class was married. Somebody in the family dropped them off to school at 6 p.m. and the husband in his construction work uniform. Just it's like all of them in front of the school at the end of the day to pick them up. So they can do it. They're doing it on one income. It is just them making it work until somebody can supplement. They are living within their means, like Willie said. They got one car insurance, or they sharing a car with family, or they live with family, right? Who really said, in what world, anywhere in the world, is a unmarried woman supposed to be living alone? We actually think that is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal, but we think everybody's supposed to be getting a $2,000 apartment to themselves. That's delusional. It's just something we do in America. So we think it's supposed to be
so
happening.
most young, no, one second.
Let's get Pretty and True in there, Willie, and then we'll come to you.
Thank you.
True's supposed to be next. What I was about to say.
Most young people who are coming out of college or coming out of their parents' house aren't in a $2,000 apartment by themselves. They have roommates. And when we think about the average income for men, which is $70,000 overall, not breaking down by race, and then average income for women being somewhere around $56,000, there's no amount of childcare that would justify you saying that you can go comfortably, same amount, from a dual household being on average $126,000 to only $70,000, and that would not be a gap that is felt, because especially when those children are school age, right? So you're not paying for childcare; they're school age. But now they want extracurricular activities. They're wanting to participate in band. They need to go on field trips. They have uniforms to buy. You're trying to save for college. You are trying to save for their life so that they have something later on, right? You are trying to plan for retirement. And you're only factoring in one 401k, not two 401ks. Yeah, no. Right. So I know y'all said you broke down the numbers. I'd love for us to get into the numbers today. That would be fantastic, because one second, Sugar, I'm not done talking.
No, my bad. I didn't know my mic was
on. Yeah. So I'd love to get into that, because it isn't feasible. And you went from bringing up on your diatribe, you went from bringing up Nancy Pelosi, who is a wealthy white tea woman, probably with a husband who was in the top 10%, right? So you're saying, oh, she's an epitome because her husband's well off. She was able to wait, and now she went to politics late after her children were grown. She had 6 children comfortably. He was the top of whoever, hedge fund, yada, yada, yada. And then transferred it and started talking about Hispanic people who lived in a house, 6 or 7 of them, and saying how you love the Hispanics because they're the best. Then Ty brought up a fantastic point, because I'm an immigrant myself, and she's exactly correct. We was all in one house together, okay, until we figured things out and people could move out. But that's how they're able to do it. They're not able to just do it because they're living. No, they're able to do it because they're combining incomes in one house. That is how they're able to do it. So until the Black community as a whole get back to our roots, which is not to be collective and isn't to be individualistic, thinking every single person needs to have their own house, that's probably going to be a bigger issue than you saying, oh, she should stay at home. Because you guys also undercut education at the same time. So if she's at home and she's supposed to be teaching the kids, but she's not educated herself, because we're sitting here saying we don't care about women being educated, then she's probably not going to be teaching your child much. It's probably going to be the child's in front of the iPad. So either way, it's not a good situation if we're not thinking through it. And I know that JR said that they wanted to have a real conversation, so I'd love for us to have one.